For quite some time, I've been thinking about how much people take for granted. And I'm gonna just have a moment of transparency right now. Um, you know, I'm dealing with my own personal struggles in life. However, I've grown a lot and I don't like to complain. And even though there are things that have happened and people who have affected me in my life that I could point towards, I try not to focus on that, right? You know, um, I just try to focus on the lessons and the experiences that I've gathered in this journey called life. And it's been very difficult, just dealing with past trauma, being a man and the expectations that are set upon you as a man. Like you're not supposed to show any emotion. You're expected to have it all together all the time, right? But being a person like myself who I just never felt the need to deny my emotions, but I didn't think that because of my emotions that I was weak. That didn't mean I didn't feel weak at times. I'm just saying I don't think inherently expressing what you're going through makes you a weak person. And I even challenged some of these ideals about like alpha and beta. Like who the hell comes up with these terms and believes that they're the end all be all of what a person is? See, my point is this, right? Things are not always what they seem. Um, as human beings, we're very complex. Life is complicated. There are things that we'll just never understand. And we're all different, but then we all have something in common. I mean, even the worst enemies, down to the biological level, we all breathe and bleed and have to eat and have to sleep and feel pain, hopefully joy, you know. And for me, these things I'm speaking about, they are that deep. I challenge the status quo, not for just the sake of going against the grain, but just because I see things differently. And on the same note, I can relate to a lot of things, right? And the only conclusion I can come to is that we need to have more respect for life. And I mean all life, not just human life. Because, whatever fluke there was in nature, or if you believe it was a higher power that created us and made us this thing that we are, or if it's both, however you perceive it, I would think that most people would agree that we should strive for greatness and that we should be good. At least I would hope so, right? But, in recent years, I've become a bit jaded, I won't lie. My faith in humanity is kind of low. I mean, I believe that we are capable of great things, but the way we measure success, I just think is kind of perverted and twisted. I mean, even if you take the word success itself, success just means what came after something. You succeed, like, okay, so you move from that point to the next, right? Because if something precedes, it came before. But we're programmed and conditioned to think that it means you have to have money and all these material things, cars, jewelry, If you're a guy, you got the baddest woman, or you got a bunch of women. If you're a woman, he put a ring on it. Or you're getting, a bunch of guys doing things for you all the time, or you got fancy things. Listen, it's nothing wrong with having those things. And everybody's entitled to live their lives the way they want. Maybe not entitled, but you have the right to live your life as you want. However, as much as people say, I'm minding my business, I stay out the mix, we all affect each other. Everything in existence is connected. That's the one thing I know and understand for sure. Now, what the purpose is beyond that, I'm not going to act like I have all the answers. I'll say this much. In light of recent events and things that I can feel are coming soon in the near future, and I know it sounds redundant, some people think it's corny, but everybody needs to tighten up mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and any other thing that's connected to our overall well-being and health. Because at a point, you just don't have the right to complain, judge, or blame if you're not at least trying. I'm not talking down on anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I look within myself. I don't believe in expecting things of others that I'm expecting of myself. And then even with that, everybody is not the same. So that's why I really don't have expectations at all. I just feel like we should have a standard. Like, I truly believe that. Something to strive for. And it should start from within. And it shouldn't be about projecting onto others. You shouldn't have to lift yourself up by putting others down. And you know what? It's okay to give a fuck, man. It really is. It's okay to care. For me, personally, I'm at a stage where I've just chosen not to go out of my way for those who won't. That doesn't mean I won't be giving. I've wasted a lot of time and energy on people who would never reciprocate, and that same energy could have gone to others. Now, since I don't believe in living with regret, I just take those as learning experiences that have molded the way I feel and think now. And ultimately, what's on my mind at this point is just purpose. Leading with love and just living life to the fullest. But I don't mean just like, I'm chasing what everybody else says is happiness. I'm chasing money. Yeah, I want to get money. I want to get money because I know that's the way the world is set up. But I will never let that rule the way I think and feel and cloud my judgment or my character. You understand what I'm saying? Now I know I'm going on and on. This might seem like a tangent to some, but those who get it will get it. And at this point in my life, for people who don't want to hear it, I don't care how you feel. I'm going to be me. You could click me off. You could ignore me. If you're offended, then that means there's something about your character that you need to grow from or work on. And I'm still a work in progress. I'm going to leave it on that note. I know I said some things that had some connectivity in there. And I'd like feedback and thoughts from people. Okay? Also on a final note, I'm praying for anybody who has lost someone and is grieving and mourning. And I implore you to just, reach out for help if you need it. And to remember that as life goes on, you still have a purpose, you are important, and that energy from your loved one is always with you. Take care.